Hi guys and welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna explore Utah. The video of today is called Top 10 Places in Utah that aren't national parks. So I'm very curious to explore Utah, so let's do it and enjoy together.
What's up, guys?
Wow, oh my god, just the beginning of the video and look at this.
Kevin here and welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over my top 10 places in Utah that aren't national parks.
Oh my god, this doesn't look real. This looks like a painting.
Alright, what's up, guys? So I definitely think Utah is one of the coolest states in probably the whole country. There's these massive snow-capped mountains in the north, then there's these wild deserts in the south with huge canyons, waterfalls, slot canyons, volcanoes, this really interesting deep rock, there's massive arch formations. It's one of the most geologically diverse
Wow, I guess everything there is very beautiful.
places, and there's just so much to explore. And Utah has a ton of national parks in the state itself, and every single one of those is incredible. I wanted to kind of, highlight the places that maybe don't get as much coverage and kind of just dive into my top 10 favorite places in Utah that aren't national parks to maybe give you guys some ideas for some places to check out next time you're there, or if you're looking for
Oh my god, this place is really huge. Just looking, the person is standing here. Wow.
to maybe give you guys some ideas for some places to check out next time you're there, or if you're looking for an adventure. Alright, so first up is Quail Creek, and this place totally blew me away. We looked at some photos online on Google, and we weren't totally convinced if it was worth going or not because we wanted to make it there
Wow, look at this. This is so beautiful.
for sunrise, kind of like a little early morning shoot. But this place was incredible. In the middle of the desert where it's just all these rich orange and red rocks, there's just this like aqua blue and green reservoir in the middle of it, and it was just so cool. And sadly this isn't actually us wakeboarding, but these guys made for some pretty epic footage. But yeah, I mean, you can go fishing there, you can go boating, you can go wakeboarding, you can kind of just hang out on the desert sand beach or whatever you want.
This looks really amazing, fantastic. Look at this. Of course, the colors, this orange, red, and this blue. Wow, so beautiful.
You can go wakeboarding, you can kind of just hang out on the desert sand beach or whatever you want to call it. But this place was just super unique, and it almost looks just like this little beautiful oasis with just incredible views in every direction. So this place definitely surprised me and highly recommend checking it out. It's located in southwest Utah near Hurricane. Alright, so next up is Snow Canyon, and this is very close to Quail Creek. It's also in southwest Utah, and right here is this amazing volcano. It's funny because the first time when we went to Snow Canyon, we explored the canyon and all of these beautiful red rocks that almost look like a miniature Zion, and then someone told us that night, like, oh, did you see the volcano? And we had no idea. So we actually ended up going back the next day, and then we saw this volcano, and it was just like, how is this place even real? But yeah, I mean, if you want to avoid the crowds of Zion National Park, this definitely doesn't have all the features that Zion has, but it has a lot of really similar ones, and there's a lot of just cool stuff between the white rock, the red rock, there's a bunch of climbing, there's a bunch of hikes, there's a bunch of trails. It's just a really cool place. And this volcano definitely just takes it over the top.
But this volcano is inactive or is active? Because look like it's not working. Wow, look at this. Utah is really an amazing place to visit.
Alright, next up is Goblin Valley, and this is definitely one of the more unique places I think in Utah. It's kind of out of the way of any major highway or anything like that. It's in
This is so immense. Wow.
Places I think in Utah. It's kind of out of the way of any major highway or anything like that. It's in kind of central Utah, a few hours away from Moab. Any car can get there. It's not like you have to take a 4x4 or anything like that, but it is definitely kind of out there, so be prepared. Make sure you have your gas tank filled. We actually forgot to one time, so we had to backtrack when we came here. But it's just such a unique place. It has like, kind of the really crazy rock formations you'll see all over Utah. But I think what's really interesting about it is just this sharp line that's uniform where the rock turns white. And I'm not sure what this is exactly, but I think it's the coolest thing because it almost looks like it was man-made, or if it was just painted white above a certain line and painted red below the line. It doesn't really make any sense, but it's so, so cool. There's tons of little like goblin hoodoos, they call it. It's a really cool place. All right, so next up is Sand Hollow, and this is also southwest Utah near Hurricane. And this is kind of similar to Quail Creek. It doesn't have as many, I'd say, surrounding views in comparison to Quail Creek, but this has an...
Wow, look at this. This is the red and the blue. No? This is so cool. Oh my god, Utah definitely is really, really amazing.
Even deeper blue aqua water. It's almost like translucent water above the kind of some of the shallow rocks. So it has this really cool view of these red rocks just against this aqua water. Again, you can go boating here, you can go fishing, paddleboarding, kayaking. Great place to kind of spend an afternoon. But yeah, like this place totally blew me away. And this is also a spot where online, we weren't really sure based on photos if it was worth it. But this is such a cool place, and I'm really glad that we ended up going.
The water is really, really blue. Wow, looks really amazing.
Alright, so this one is Factory Butte and kind of just the whole Badlands region. And this is right next to kind of Goblin Valley, just in central Utah.
Oh my god, everything there looks like not real. Wow, nature is really fantastic.
It's not necessarily one pinpointed location, it's just a kind of vast region where you can explore a lot, but then you also kind of need ATVs if you want to explore kind of deep into certain places. But it's just an area where there's just crazy, crazy rock formations everywhere. It honestly looks like you're on planet Mars, and it's just such a unique place, and the patterns just, it's really just unbelievable, honestly. So if you like kind of like abstract photography or just kind of like abstract landscapes or aerial stuff, this is a really cool place because there's just so many unique formations.
I guess there you can fly a drone, because of course to have a footage from the top, this have to be very, very cool. Of course, still I don't have a drone, but if I can there, I think I should have one to take really amazing videos from the top.
In the rock, that you really have an endless amount of places and things to explore and stuff to shoot. It's really, really cool.
Wow, this is so minimalistic, so beautiful.
Alright, so next up, number 6 is Bonneville Salt Flats, and this is just an hour and a half west of Salt Lake City, and it's just this massive, massive salt flat in Utah, and it's so cool. And I think dependent on the time of year that you go, you're either going to have kind of dry, crusted salt with the kind of cool pentagon and hexagon formations in the salt, or when we went, the salt flat just turned into like this massive, massive mirror when we went. So it was so cool. And then there's some mountains in the background. There's these awesome reflections. It's a really cool place to get some photos, some drone stuff, some videos. It's just such an epic location. You're pretty much just exploring on a big giant.
Wow. And also I guess during the sunrise or the sunset, these have to be so magical. And it is possible also to go there like with a camper, or only you can go with a specific car?
Videos, it's just such an epic location. You're pretty much just exploring on a big giant mirror. We did get pretty muddy getting all of these shots, I definitely recommend taking proper shoes and kind of equipment for that purpose if you're going to go out and explore.
This is a very good tip.
Shoes and kind of equipment for that purpose if you're going to go out and explore.
But of course, it's worth it even if you don't have the proper shoes to take this footage. Wow, so beautiful.
All right, number 7 is Canaraville Falls, and this is a super unique hike. It's probably one of my favorite hikes in the entire country, to be honest. You pretty much hike up a few miles just kind of on a road or a trail, cross a few rivers pretty easy, but then you get to the base of these slot canyons, and then from there, the entire hike is in the slot canyons, and you're pretty much hiking through water. But this is actually footage from 2 different trips, one of which was I think in the summer and the other one was in the middle of winter. So it was really brutal in the cold, but it was so cool seeing this slot canyon covered in snow. And it's really unique too because there's these 2 ladders that if you want to continue the hike that you have to get up, and they feel really dangerous and jaggedy, and it's definitely pretty sketchy, but it's very sturdy and it's just a really cool hike all in all. All right, number 8, Dead Horse. And this is kind of in between Arches National Park and Canyonlands National Park. And I think because of that, it might get overlooked a lot, but it's amazing. It looks honestly like the Grand Canyon. When every time I've been there, there's been absolutely no crowds. You kind of just get to like surpass that, but still enjoy the same views. And it's just such a beautiful place. There's so many layers. There's so much depth to the canyon. It's really
So really wonderful, everything there in Utah.
such a beautiful place. There's so many layers. There's so much depth to the canyon. It's really awesome. All right, so next up, number 9 is Coral Pink Sand Dunes. And this is also in southwest Utah. And it's super cool because it's kind of just like these pink, huge sand dunes, kind of why the name Coral Pink comes from. But it's just like layers and layers of sand dunes in the desert. It's just
Oh my god, the beaver is here, so little and small. Everything is so immense in America, really. Wow.
just a really unique location. You know, there's not that many places you can come across massive sand dunes like this. And you can actually get out of your car, hike up the dunes. You can rent sandboards, you can rent 4x4s. So it's a great place for adventure, and there's a lot of activities that you can do. You definitely get sandy, so come
This I will love to do this with a, how to say, the sandboard. Wow, so cool.
prepared and definitely bring lots of water, but this is a super epic place and it's an awesome place for exploring. Alright, so last but certainly not least is number 10, Monument Valley. And I snuck this one in there. It is on the border of Utah and Arizona, but because it is on the border and technically in both states, I figured I could fit it in on the top 10 for Utah. But this is such a beautiful place. It's just got these massive monument rocks. It's a big red sand desert, and there's towering sandstone cliffs.
This I remember I saw in one of the videos I was reacting. So really beautiful.
Monument rocks, it's a big red sand desert, and there's towering sandstone cliffs. There's a lot of climbing here, a lot of hiking, a lot of stuff to explore. This is also known as kind of Forrest Gump Road because of the end of Forrest Gump. This is the road that he was running on across country. And I feel like Monument Valley is just kind of like one of those bucket list spots in the United States that everyone should try to get to at least once in their lifetimes. It's such a unique place. It's such a beautiful place. There's a lot of history there.
Wow, this was a really great video. And Utah is really a wonderful place to visit. That's definitely go into my list. So, wow, so really amazing locations, and the nature there is just something completely different with all these colors and this mix of shapes and textures and everything blend. Nature is really, really amazing, and Utah definitely is a place that is proving this. So, are you from Utah? Did you visit Utah? And which one were your favorite places there? So, thank you guys. I hope you like it and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. If you would like to support me, you can do it through my Buy Me a Coffee. And see you in the next video. Bye bye!